It looks like you've come a really long way in these past 5 years. Before we release you, we have one last question. If you could do it all again, how would you?
Well, first off, I would go to Mr. Spencer and thank him for believing in me, or at least worrying about me. But you know what I just can't forget? It's leaving that fencing equipment on that subway train. I can't believe I did that. From now on, I'll be more careful and considerate of others and their belongings. The one thing that still bothers me to this day is that I didn't stand up to Stradlater and tell him what I truly felt. Well, now that I've learned that you should always face your feelings, I think I'll go up to Jane and tell her how I truly feel. I think no one should bottle up their feelings.
The first thing I notice is that you're coping with your pain in a much healthier way. You're also realizing how your actions influence others around you. You're appreciating the people who support you, and so far I can say you're using your second chance much more wisely. Keep telling me more.
Doctor, I think it was very immature of me to leave Pensy early, but when I did, I shouldn't have trampled with Mrs. Smith's feelings. I don't know what I was thinking in that train, talking about cancer and all, but looking back, I think my biggest problem was not understanding my feelings or others. Considering that I did leave Pensy early, I should have roamed around the city instead of constantly drinking and smoking and going in that lavender room. And especially, I shouldn't have fooled around with those 3 ladies. I don't know what I was thinking, but I do regret it. But you know what I'm proud of? I'm proud of the fact that I comforted Jane when she suddenly started crying that one time. But out of all my experiences, the one with the prostitute was the worst. I don't know why I called her, but this time, I definitely won't call a person like Sunny again.
What I noticed this time is that you're reflecting on the things you did wrong last time and right. That's a good way to grow. This will help you make better decisions and try to be the person we all know you can be.
You know, I would really like to talk to those nuns again. It was really refreshing the first time I did. And I don't think that's likely to happen, but if I did get the chance to talk to them again, I'd be really pleased. And boy, that experience with Sally, that was crazy. I think I should have tried to enjoy the movie and not get drunk and talk about marriage that easily. Boy, that was crazy. Like I said before, my biggest problem is understanding feelings and relying on others. I wouldn't be sitting here if I'd gotten help when I needed it.
What I noticed this time is that you're reflecting on the things you did wrong last time and right. That's a good way to grow. This will help you make better decisions and try to be the person we all know you can be.
Like Mr. Spencer, Mr. Antolini was the other person who was trying to help me. I regret how I walked out on him that day. I think I'll go visit and apologize to him. You know, including the support I gave Jane, I think trying to erase those profane words is the other thing I'm proud of. And I also like roaming around with Phoebe. When I saw Phoebe ride that carousel, and she had this big smile on her face, that made me really happy. Really happy. And I wish I could ride on it together one day. But now she's probably too old for it. Doctor, the 2 most important lessons I learned from my experience were that everyone deserves a second chance and that a person should rely on others when he has the chance to do so.
The most important part of this chapter of your life is that you admitted to the fact that you were feeling depressed and then sought help for it. With the support of your family, you can rebound from this depression and live a much happier life. Keep going.